Hello students, today we will discuss the question answers of the chapter weather and climate. So this is it. Let's get started with the section A. We are to take the correct answers. The amount of solar energy received by the earth is called insolation. This is the total amount of sun's energy, sun's rays which are entering into the earth's surface. Which are the following temperature scales used in India? Now there are, though Celsius is also used, but widely Fahrenheit is used, so the answer will be D. Which of the following instruments is not used to measure winds? The answer will be barometer. It is used for pressure. Okay, which of the following is not a periodic wind? This answer is Lu. It is asking not a periodic wind, so you have to be careful about this. Lu is a local wind. This is straight away given in the chapter. Which of the following is not a local wind? So answer will be monsoon. Monsoon is not a local wind. It is which is spreading over a large area. So this is basically responsible for rainfall in India. Then question number 6 says which of the following is not a type of cloud? So we just discussed the cumulus, cirrus, and stratus. They are type of cloud. So the answer is sleet. Sleet is a different form of phenomena. Is not a type of cloud. Rest three are type of clouds, but this is not. Okay, then we have fill in the blanks. The temperature of the air decreases from equator towards the poles. Now I just told you that near the equator we have sun's rays falling straight in, concentrated in a smaller area. So there we will see higher temperature, and because of that there is higher. And towards, if we just move towards the poles, then the sun's rays they slant, and due to which the temperature difference is there. Second one says the atmospheric pressure is high at the mean sea level. High in the sense that, like I told you, आपके ऊपर जितनी हवा होगी उतना ज़्यादा pressure होगा. If you climb a mountain, then the air column above your head will be reduced. So there you will just experience lesser atmospheric pressure. But if you just come at the sea level, you will experience high pressure. Okay, so answer will be high. So as you are able to clearly understand it. The direction of wind can be found with the help of a wind vane. So the word is wind and vein, wind vane. Okay, plants and animals provide moisture to the atmosphere through this word is transpiration. So I'll just write it here: transpiration. So you can just pause the video and just look at the spelling. Don't get it wrong. Okay, then moving on to next section, we have section C. We are to distinguish between the following. First is weather and climate. So if we just come here and then you will see weather and climate. Both these terms are explained in this. Weather is defined as the state of temperature, atmospheric. Okay. You will start from here. You can just like no need to draw a table. Rather than you can just like write it straightforward, since they are not comparable. They are different phenomena. Okay, therefore, climate is the average weather condition. You just write till this point. Just change the paragraph, start from weather and write till period of time. Okay, this is your C1. I'll just write C1 here. Okay. Next, we have insolation and terrestrial radiation. Okay, on the same page, we should have insolation and terrestrial radiation. You'll start from here. The amount of solar radiation, this is your C2. The amount of solar radiation received by the Earth's surface is called insolation. The word insolation has been derived. Where is surface? Okay, you will be writing till this point only. Then for terrestrial radiation, you will be writing this complete paragraph. This complete paragraph, and for insolation, you will start from here. The amount of solar radiation till solar radiation. This is your answer to C2, that is distinguished between. Moving on to 3, we have absolute and relative humidity. Now we just like move to the paragraph which is related to our humidity. So in that paragraph, there these are given. We have planetary winds. Then okay, humidity it is here. We are to distinguish between relative humidity and absolute humidity. So at the first of the paragraph, we have this. The actual amount of water vapor present in the air is called humidity or absolute humidity. It is closely related to air temperature. Then okay, all right. An important and useful way of relative humidity, it is okay. First you do is you just write these 3 lines for absolute humidity. For relative humidity, what you will be writing is you will start from here. Relative humidity, you just cut out this it को हटा देना है. Relative humidity is defined as the ratio between actual amount of water vapor present in the air at a given temperature and maximum capacity of the air to hold the moisture at that temperature. So we'll be writing till this point. Again, I'm repeating it again. We'll start from here. The amount of water vapor present in the air is called humidity or absolute humidity. It is closely related to air temperature. Then for relative humidity, you start from here, relative humidity, and then till temperature. This is your C3. Okay, now moving on to next question, we have C4, condensation and precipitation. For this, we have this. This is condensation. This is C4. For condensation, you start from here. Moisture rises, smolder. This process is condensation take place around dust particles in the air. You will be writing this complete paragraph. Condensation. Then for precipitation, you move here. The small water droplets join together, they form rainfall flakes, and this is called the main factor of precipitation. Or you'll be writing till only precipitation. This process is called precipitation. So you'll be writing both of them. You can just, in this case, you can either draw a table or you can just like write by changing paragraph and putting the headings. Putting headings is really important here. Okay, we are done with section C. Now we start with section D. Write short note on the following. First, we have solar radiation. Solar radiation we will find on the first page. Okay, this is your D1. The solar radiates energy and light energy. This is called solar radiation, the main source of heat and light for us. We'll be starting with the sun and finishing at light for us. Okay, next we have heat zones. Heat zones we will be finding in measurement of temperature. Okay, all right. Distribution of temperature, you will be starting from here. On the basis of amount of heat received by Earth's surface, the world has been divided into 3 heat zones, and then you will be writing their names. Names, this is name 1, this is name 2, and this is name 3. No need to draw whole of this table. You are just asked about write a short note on this. So first you will be writing, this is your D3. You'll be writing these 3 lines, and then you will be writing torrid zone, temperate zone, and frigid zone. So just names are to be written. Okay, this is D2. I have just like marked it as D3. So this is D2. Okay, now moving on to D3, we have local winds. So we will be finding it in the periodic winds. Then we have tropical local winds. In many parts of the world, winds are special character, low blow in small areas. These winds are for short time. These winds are called local winds. First you will start from here, then you will be writing cold local winds, then you will be writing this line. Some local winds are Lou, Chinook, Fian and Harmattan. So you will be writing this line also in this. This is your D4. Okay, so first you start from here in many parts of the world till local winds, and then you will be writing the last line where examples are given. This, okay, this is D3. I'm just like, hold on, this is D3. Now we will be discussing D4. We have clouds, okay, in the paragraph titled precipitation condensation. Okay, the important form of condensation are dew, fog and clouds. When small droplets, you start from here. First you write clouds, then you will be starting from here. This is your D4. When small droplets of water condenses around dust particles, they are called clouds. You'll be writing till this, and then you'll be writing this line. There are 3 types of clouds. These are this line also. So for clouds, you will be writing, you will be starting from when, and you will call cloud, and then you will be writing these 2 lines. There are 3 types of clouds. You will be writing their names. Okay, now moving on to section E, we have short answers for the following questions. What are the main elements of weather and climate? Main elements of weather and climate. This should be there on the first page itself. Okay, humans. Okay, a variety of terms. These terms explain atmospheric condition. These are the main elements of weather and climate. Main elements of weather. You will be writing this complete paragraph as part of this answer. Okay, this is your E1. Short answers, we will be writing these. These are termed as the elements of weather and climate. Okay, all right. Then we have how is atmosphere heated. So for this, we just measurement of temperature. Okay, heating of atmosphere. The solar radiation pass through the atmosphere before reaching the earth and able to heat the air resting over the earth is surface gets heated due to contact with hot surface of the earth. This heat further transmitted, atmosphere is heated. You'll be writing this complete paragraph, though it is short answers, but it is explained in that much only. You'll be starting from this and you will be writing till atmosphere is heated. So we are asked about how atmosphere is heated. This is answer to E2. E3 we have what do you mean by humidity in the atmosphere? How do we express it? So in the paragraph related to humidity, we have okay moisture evaporation. Okay, this is humidity. Okay, this is our page number 143. The actual amount of water vapor present in the air. Let me just hold on. Let me just clean it up so that you are not confused about this. Okay. The actual amount of water vapor present in the air is called humidity or absolute humidity. Our question is, what do you mean by humidity in the atmosphere? How do we express it? First, you will be writing this humidity or absolute humidity. It is closely when we hold this air is okay. An important and useful way of expressing the level is relative humidity. You are just asked about how do we measure it. We just measure it in terms, we just express it in terms of relative humidity. So first you will be writing these two lines, and for the second part of the question you will be writing these three lines. This is our question number E3. Okay, all right. Then we have E4. Name the different forms of condensation and precipitation. Condensation and precipitation. We have condensation. This different forms of condensation and precipitation. Hold on. Okay. Then we have. Let me just clear it off. We are just to mark the different forms of condensation and precipitation. First, we will come to condensation. So just like put a heading like the most important forms of condensation are these. That is it in the paragraph related to condensation. We'll be writing this. Let me just put up the, this is E4. This is E4, okay. So for condensation, the most important forms of condensation are these. For precipitation, we move on to next paragraph. The main form of precipitation are rain, drizzle, hailstones, and this. These two lines only. Okay, so just don't get confused about this. Just remember this. We are to write the main forms of precipitation, which are rain, drizzle, snow, and hailstones. Okay, now moving on to section F. Explain the factors responsible for change in atmospheric pressure over the Earth's surface. Atmospheric pressure. Okay, we have moisture, and then okay, we just move on to paragraph related to distribution atmosphere. Okay, the tendency. Okay, different. Hold on. Explain the factors responsible for change in atmospheric pressure. The tendency of atmospheric pressure is that this is because air pressure is from all body. Okay. The variation in atmospheric pressure is due to, okay. The atmospheric pressure varies from place to place and from time to time. The main factor is change in atmospheric pressure. Moisture in the atmosphere. This is pressure to Earth's surface. Okay. These are the factors. Hold on. The variation in the atmospheric pressure, you will be writing from here, and you will be writing all these points till this point. Okay, so these are the factors which are responsible for changes in atmospheric pressure over the Earth's surface. It is dependent upon temperature of air, density of air, height of air. This is our F1. So again repeating, for F1, which we are to discuss the temperature, we are to discuss the factors responsible for pressure. So you'll be writing the variations in the atmospheric pressure is due to these 4 points. Okay, moving on to second one, we have described the main features of planetary winds. Planetary winds, we just move on to this. This is winds, okay. Okay, there is a special paragraph. Okay, planetary winds. So you will be starting from here. Some winds blow constantly, particularly this known as prevailing. Okay, these winds originate due to presence of permanent high pressure, and these are the things. Okay, so as part of this, you will be writing some winds blow constantly, particularly you will be writing this complete paragraph as part of this answer. This is our answer which is related to F2. So I'll just write F2 here. Okay, now moving on to F3, we have how does the amount of atmosphere, moisture in the atmosphere vary from place to place and from time to time. We are to discuss moisture in the atmosphere, so we should just find it here only winds and then distribution of atmospheric pressure. Okay, humidity के बाद then we have planetary winds, tropical moisture. Okay, you will be starting from here. This is our this is how do the moisture, this is F3. Okay, this is F3. So we have the amount of moisture present in the air varies from place to place and from time to time. You will be writing all the 3 points till this point. Okay, we'll be starting from here and ending this till winter months. This is F3. F4, we have name and explain various types of rainfall. Okay, we are given on this last page, we are given type of rainfalls. Okay, so first one is this is first one. This is conventional rainfall. When air comes in contact with surface, it gets become light, rises after the warm air reaches. It expands and loses heat. It leads to condensation clouds. These clouds produce sudden and heavy rainfall. This is called convention experienced every day in equatorial region. So you'll be writing till conventional rainfall. This is going to be a little bit longer answer because, but the thing is that if you just understand the process, you'll be able to write the answer in the paper. For conventional rainfall, you will be writing this. For orographic rainfall, you will be writing when the mountain path and the winds. As the air mass rises up, cooling, this follow condensation and precipitation till precipitation only. You just put the heading as orographic rainfall and then you write till precipitation. Then cyclonic rainfall. Cyclone and warm, you will be starting from here, of course, and lighter warm, and this is called front condensation takes place. Path this type of common in belt westerly formation, we receive fresh water. Okay, hold on. In a cyclone, when a warm and cold air mass meet, the lighter overrides the mass. This boundary between is called front condensation takes place, and the warm air mass, okay, is generally associated with cyclones in the tropical region and depressions in the temperate region. In a cyclone, when the warm and this is called front condensation takes place in the warm air mass and rainfall occurs along the path of the cyclone. So what you do is you just like write till cyclone only. So that is your cyclonic rainfall. You have to write till cyclone. So just pause the video, just look at it carefully. This is our F4, answer to F4. So I'll be repeating again. First you will be in terms of you have to discuss different type of rainfall. Conventional rainfall, you will be writing the whole paragraph till conventional rainfall. In case of orographic rainfall, you will be writing till and precipitation, and cyclonic rainfall, you will be writing till this cyclone. Along the path of the cyclone, you will be writing till this point. Okay, then we have the horse question. Okay, hold on. Okay, these are the answers to hot questions. Let me let me just read out the question. First, we have why do you think the amount of insolation increases from poles towards the equator? अब ये क्या बोल रहा है? The amount of insolation, the amount of sun's energy coming in the atmosphere is maximum at equator, and it goes on decreasing as we go towards the poles. This is basically due to the slanting nature of plane towards the poles, and at equator we just get sun's rays straight. They are just like concentrated at a smaller area. This is because on equator the sun's rays are concentrated over a small area, scattered over large area due to Earth's shape. So you'll be writing this as answer to fifth. Okay, now question number 6 is why does cold air exert more pressure than warmer air? I told you already, this is because cold air is denser and heavier, so it tends to exert more pressure. Something that will be more heavier will be attracted towards earth due to gravity, and it will exert more pressure. Last question says, why does the equatorial region experience permanent low pressure? Equatorial region experiences low pressure because the air is constantly heated due to maximum temperature. It rises up, and that creates a condition of lower pressure. Because on equatorial region the temperature is high, which causes the air to heat up and rise, which leads to a situation of low pressure. So these are the three HOTS question. That would be all in this chapter, and if there is any doubt, then you can just let me know.